Hey Spuddies, Potato McWhiskey here, and welcome back to Against the Storm. We're on our 5th town of the cycle. We're going to settle near these Sparkdew crystals. Now the Crown will not be happy about the fact that I'm settling near these Sparkdew crystals, so we will be starting the town off with 6 impatience, which is halfway to a loss. However, there are things we can do to offset that. In particular, there are milestones and stuff that will reduce the amount of impatience you get. The one nice thing is that we are going to be in the Royal Woodlands, so we'll be able to harvest basic resources relatively efficiently. And we do have the option of bringing some dryads. Now, I don't know, let's see. So we're going to be picking up some artifacts. We're playing on very hard. There will be 4 negative modifiers, 1 positive modifier. There'll be an abundance of gatherable food, and not really a whole lot else. I tend to find that the Royal Woodlands is a good place to do a farming build, so it might be good to bring humans. Let's see, what are the excessive resources? We've got lizards and beavers, they will bring brick with them, and then we have humans and harpies. They would actually bring simple tools. Starting off with simple tools is a really powerful thing. So that is something to consider. Also, additionally, starting with some extra stone. Now, they don't quite start off as with this. I like the idea of starting with the harpies, and then we'll get a 3rd race. Now, so if we're starting with the harpies, that means we're not going to have beavers, which means it might be a hard time to get enough coal. So it could be worth it to bring a bit of coal with us. On the other hand, we could bring a nice chunk of extra cheap resources. I have 5 embarkation points. I could bring planks if I wanted to open with farming, or I could bring extra stone for better paths. I think because we're not starting with beavers, taking a bit of wood is the right move. And then I'll also take some planks, so that just so we have that extra little bit of planks to start us off. And then with my last 2 points, we're not going to have any problems getting cloth in this run, whereas clay might be a little bit more difficult. So I'll bring some clay that I can turn into brick. And then this should be, well, I'll bring stone instead, because stone is a little bit more flexible. So let's jump into things here. Right, we have forest mysteries. We start with a fresh breeze. If we satisfy complex food and housing, units will move 20% faster. Looming darkness is standard. Aura of despair, so we'll gain less resolve during the storm at hostility 2. 5 amber per storm multiplied by the amount of years, or impatience will grow 20% faster. So this is going to be a little bit of a tough one. Vassal tax. We'll have to generate a lot of amber. We've also got lightning. Every 50 seconds a building will be destroyed by lightning. That's going to be tough to deal with, so we want to avoid that one. And then grim fate. It'll claim the number of villagers equal to the year. So we definitely want to try to win around hostility 2 or 3. Now, starting off with 6 impatience has some upsides. The Queen's impatience will actually reduce the hostility of the forest, so we will have a little bit of a hostility headroom, so we can cut aggressively into these glades. Let's have a look at our opening position. We have eggs, we have tubers, and we have what looks like flax fields. So no actual stone resources. I'm glad that I brought extra stone. I have 9 population, which means I could very easily run a woodcutter's camp. And I'm probably going to cut through to easy glades first. I'll take a stonecutter's camp to gather those tubers, and I will also take a scavenger's camp to gather the plant fiber. And that should cover all of my early game jobs. Immediately get 3 people working on the woodcutter. Need to get that wood generation going. We do have plenty of coal. That'll last us about 20-ish minutes, maybe a little bit more, like 10% more. Now, the one good thing that I do have going in my favor is I recently picked up a ability that will increase the productivity of my workers. So when I do decide to make my crude workstation and my makeshift post, when I actually have people working in them, it'll be quite easy to do things. Now, we need to think about what buildings we want to get. I probably won't pick buildings yet, although provisioner could be quite good. Flour barrels. The only thing is this barrel recipe will be no use, but maybe these other ones could be useful. A better plank recipe would be welcome. We could also go for a smithy. I don't think the forum is kind of necessary here. I think the supplier would be a decent one. The problem is I don't have a way to make leather. So yeah, I think I would re-roll this, in all honesty. And I'm going to go ahead and wait to see what's in my first 2 glades before I make those decisions. What have we got here? Cornerstones. A meat delivery line would mean I wouldn't have to worry about generating as much food. We could do friendly relations. Religious settlement would be quite good. We could mass produce incense and sell it off. If we had a way to make incense, we don't right now. Stormwalker training would allow me to send my trade routes more often. I could go for more of a trading build. I would have to build a trading post, and I don't know. We're going to hold off on this pick as well. It really depends on what I find in my first 2 glades, and I'll start to build an economy around what we find there. The really nice thing is the harpies do allow my people to carry extra stuff. I have a harpy working in the hearth, which means that my people will gather things more effectively. Now, we do have to take a look at our orders. What have we got here? Solve a glade event will get me meat, parts, and newcomers. Or sell 10 goods. I think I'll go for the solving a glade event. Packs of building materials will improve my plank production and give me crates of bricks. This seems like a fairly doable one, and it also increases my production as well as tools. I like that. And then packs of crops seems like a reasonable thing to do. I do have humans, and this is a human settlement, and I'm likely to find farmable resources. We found some clay and some flax. This is good stuff. This is the kind of stuff we want to be finding, is clay and flax. Nothing too special in terms of resources, but we're kind of stepping in the right direction. I think I'm going to go for friendly relations and try to play heavily on the trading side of things. Let's get that trading post up. A clothier might not be terrible. It does have the cloth specialization bonus, and it would allow me to produce coats, which, if we do end up having beavers, would meet the needs of 2 of my population. So that might be a way to go here. We shall see. Now, the trader will be here in 7 minutes. Now, let's have a look at some of these trade routes. Yeah, but want to start producing provisions. Let me come in here. Part of me wishes I had taken the meat delivery line so that I would have a basic food source, but it's fine. Found another glade and just roots and dewberries in here. Nothing too useful. I mean, the roots are nice. It'll keep my stone cutters busy for a while. Let's have a look at where we could cut through to next. Looks like over here would be a good location. We found some slickshell broodmothers and moss broccoli patches. I think this is going to have to mean I will need to cut through to this dangerous glade during the winter and just take what comes. I was hoping that I would maybe find some useful stuff in the smaller glades, but this is just going to have to be a dangerous glade run where we play more into these. Opening these small glades has really not yielded much in the way of resources. It's actually been a net negative. I suppose like a little bit of resources is fine. I still haven't even picked buildings because I haven't found a building I really care about here. I mean, I guess the clothier is an okay pick. I like the idea of the lumber mill. This would allow me to produce the trade goods. None of these I can produce right now, but I could produce scrolls, maybe, if I could get my hands on ink somehow. At the very least, it would mean a really good plank recipe, which would improve my ability to make building materials. If I were to take the weaver plus the clothier, this would mean a tier 3 fabric production area, which would mean I would be really, really, really efficient at turning plant fiber into cloth, because it would mean that if I go into this, I would be able to turn 2 cloth into, or two plant fiber into 2 fabric, and then 1 fabric would be converted into clothier into 10 coats, which means I would get 10 coats per plant fiber. And I think you have a 10% chance to get plant fiber from a tree. So we could produce a lot of cloth and then sell it. They do sell quite well. You know, 85 this, we can produce them in mass. I think we're going to make a coat economy. We're going to be doing a lot of fabric production here. So I will take the weaver and clothier combo. And then I'm probably going to take one of these 3, but I don't know which of these. Probably take the small farm or the plantation. If I were to take the plantation, then I've got plant fiber for days, and then I've got a real clothing economy, and we can just buy and trade for anything else. So that might be the way we do it. Can't wait for my first pack of immigrants. They're really going to make or break my my colony here. So here's a dangerous glade. We found a open vault. At least this one will be really easy to resolve. It'll take me a few minutes and I can just cancel my gatherers. So this is going to be really, really easy to resolve, and I could get a ton of coal. That'll be 30 minutes where I don't have to worry about things. And I think I might go for the keep goods here. Now, the only downside here is impatience will grow faster, and I suppose if we do this, impatience will go away faster too, because when we resolve this will yeah, okay, so this should be fine. I may need to switch a human to working the campfire to lower the queen's impatience here, because I'm already at 8 impatience out of 12. Okay, so I'm going to take people off the woodcutters camp, immediately put 2 dryads to work on this. It'll take them 3 minutes, 3 minutes of 150% faster growth, which is rough. Gain 1 copper ore for every 12 wood produced. This could be really helpful. This would give me a source of copper essentially passively from woodcutting, and I like that one. Yeah, I'll take a copper extraction. In terms of immigrants, it looks like we have lizards, so going for a clothing economy probably has some downsides here. Now, we did not find any farmland yet, which is kind of a pain. We can, however, resolve one of these events, pick up some coats and cloth. Well, I definitely want to take this machinery and these artifacts, so this will be a send to the Citadel mission, and I'll get a couple of people to work on that immediately. We do have the tools for it, thankfully. And then orders-wise, what have we got? 6 harpy houses and 50 jerky. Well, jerky might be a little bit more achievable, although biscuits, on the other hand, well, that requires flour. This is a really tough one. Jerky's a little bit easier to do, so I'll go for jerky. Then we've got trade goods and packs of crops. I like this idea. I do have the ability to make trade goods and crops, and hopefully we can figure that out. So Hilda has arrived too, and we do have some resources to trade. +3 coat production, +2 coat production. That would be so based. I think what I just need to do here is to buy a little bit of food. So I'm going to sell off all my provisions. Well, selling off my provisions doesn't make sense. It would make more sense to use my provisions in a trade route. So is there anything I have in abundance? I could maybe sell a bit of wood. If I sell 100 wood, I might be able to grab a little bit of food. Yeah, 20 food. I'll take that 20 food. It's the best I can do on a limited budget. Rough starting year so far. Now, we did complete an order, thankfully, so we will clear this objective and we'll gain a bit of meat and some 4 new population. And then I think our main objective is to get this pack of building materials done. Now, in order to do that, I think we're going to be building a weaver so we can do fabric production. But that'll take a while because we do need planks for that. But fabric should be easily turned into packs of goods here at a decent ratio. Not a great ratio, but a decent ratio. Let's get a second woodcutters camp to make some room for my town. I'd like to expand out this way a little bit, get some woodcutters going. This will also give us a ton of extra wood, plus we're burning wood pretty quickly, which is a bit of a problem. I annoyingly, haven't found an ounce of farmland, which is a kind of an issue. It kind of makes me want to go for a herbalist camp, but my problem is, don't really have that many resources where it's making it worth it. I think what I'll do is I'll take the small farm, speculatively, and I think that's a reasonable thing to do. It wouldn't be a bad idea to be able to produce pigment. So an artisan would be quite good, but it's not really giving me much to take it. I'm so glad I'm picking up this coal here. It's really going to help me out. Plus the pottery can be traded too. I could sell off a little bit of meat. I need to sell something off. Yeah, let's sell off the meat for 8 amber. That'll be fine. I've got houses for everyone and only 3 unemployed people, and we've almost got the weaver up. My economy is finally starting to look like reasonable. I'm going to need to start thinking about where my next cut-throughs are. This just really isn't a very good glade. Thankfully, our hostility is low. That's the one advantage of the Queen's impatience being super high. Alright, let's see. What do we got here? I think I'm going to take more immigrants. Cornerstone-wise, fuel recipes are better. 10 packs of provisions for everything. Plus Punta Lizard resolve for every 75 training gear produced. Or sacrificing resources is cheaper. I'm going to take that because I have huge impatience and I might have to sacrifice my way out of this. It might have to be a pathway that we decide upon. Let's take building materials. That'll at least push unhappiness down. So at least now we produce wood slightly more efficiently in here. We now have access to rich harvest, so we will be able to farm slightly more efficiently, although that kind of is really dependent upon us actually finding farmable resources like fields, which we simply just have not found yet. I'm digging my way towards this glade over here in the hope that I can, pop them and find something that'll make a difference. I think for this particular game, a stamping mill is a definite pick. It has basically everything we need. We also need a smokehouse. A kiln could be handy to be able to make coal. And then a tinkerer might line up really well with the rest of our things. And that's pretty simple, right? The smokehouse gives us jerky. We need a certain amount of jerky to pass through harpy relatives. We also, the stamping mill will allow us to produce pottery, flour, and copper bars. And the tinkerer can use copper bars to make simple tools, training gear, and then also cloth to make packs of building materials more efficiently. Yeah, okay, Queen's impatience is a problem. Yeah, man, the starting with that high of a Queen's impatience is really puts the pressure on. What do I have? I just don't have enough cloth. I'm very light on cloth. I need these guys to get off the food train and get on the cloth train. I'm really sad that I haven't found a single plot of land that I can farm. What have we got in terms of orders? 50 leisure. I mean, packs of trade goods. This is like the most doable thing that I can pick. I really don't want to commit to packs of trade goods, but it does seem to be the kind of build that we're going for, and we can make packs of trade goods, if somewhat slightly inefficiently. How much do we have in stock right now? We have 8. And we will soon be able to produce resources that will allow us to do that. Zork is here. Maybe we can buy something of use off of him. Gain 3 incense for every 10 roots produced. That's not bad. Faster traders would be quite good. Ooh. Biscuits can be produced in the kiln and rain mill. Might be handy. Honestly, what I need from this guy is like food or something. I'm really struggling. Really, really struggling. What do you have for offer? You have a bunch of food. I would love to buy this pottery. But like, yeah, it's a downgrade. I'm just not producing enough food. So I'll have to buy food somehow. I guess I can sell off a little bit of my bricks for a tiny little bit of food. It's a bad trade, but I just need something. I'm just not hitting it right now. And it doesn't feel good. Well, we could do a copper trade route. That's 4 amber. I will take that easy copper trade route. And we could sell off a bit more stone. We have a ton of stone in the bank. That's if we don't... I mean, we have clay. That's if we don't care about it. How much would I get for this? I'd get 20 amber. Honestly, 20 amber might be a saving grace here. So I'll sell that. No, I'm hoping... God, more clay and flax, but no farmable tiles. We have to get to this glade. I'm going to make another stonecutters camp dedicated to gathering roots just because this is like the only food I have access to right now. And my people are starving. Well, they're not starving yet, but they will be. I should have taken that meat delivery line. It would have like solved so many issues for me. My instincts were right, but I went against them. Never go against your instinct. At the very least, we can now start producing fabric and we can think about tier 2 housing. There'll probably be 4 harpies working over here, so we'll put down a couple of harpy houses for them and then build paths around. Right, what do we got here? Oh god, no farming. No farming yet. We'll find it. Let's cut through to here and to here. I swear to god I will eventually find this farming. But we did find an abandoned caravan, so we'll have to clear that up. I'll be able to get a little bit of amber and reputation from this, although I really want that coal. That would be really, really nice. That'd be like 20 minutes worth of coal burning. Seriously, no fertile soil, just clay deposits and eggs. Just massive amounts of clay deposits and eggs is what I found. I think I need to start producing pottery. So the stamping mill is going to be my next major thing. And we'll produce copper bars and pottery in here, and then that pottery can be turned into trade goods. I think it's just going to have to be the economy that I have. I can't stop. I have to stop trying to force farming. It's just farming isn't going to be a thing. So resolve is a little bit low. I'll burn some wood because I can do it rather cheaply. Stormbird nest and moss covered broccoli. Great. No, please. Not a single farming plot. Wow. Okay, so farmless. All right, I need a saving grace here. Pack of immigrants with stone and gears. Those will be helpful. Gain 1 part every time you sell 25 good words of amber. +1 global resolve is handy. Storm is shorter, but a quill. Yeah, I'm going to go for +1 global resolve. It's just really, really nice to have +1 resolve across your entire settlement. And I will stop burning that excess wood. Do I have any more plant fibers to gather? We do. Plant fibers are fueling my economy right now. At least my my cloth economy at the very least. Which is looking really healthy. We do have plenty of fabric and plenty of coats in stock. The only question is, do we actually have trade routes for them? Let's have a look. Pick an order. So we're going to make 2 brick ovens. Have at least 18 villages with a... That would mean I would need 18 humans. And I have 8 right now. So that's probably not a winner. Basic packages. God, I would love to do this. I would love to do... I just don't have the resource production. I'm having a very rough game. 2 brick ovens and a monastery. I would love to do both of these as well. I'm going to hold off and see what we can do economy-wise. We're just in a really, really bad place. Well, let's handle this caravan. Sacks of flour or amber pouch. I think I need the raw resources. I'm just kind of in survival mode. -9 to global resolve will be annoying. I'll have to burn wood while we do that. Literally any farms. No farms. Not even one. Okay, I think I need to give up on the farming dream. If I explore any more, I'll just increase the hostility of the forest. So I'm just going to try to gather wood efficiently. Let's build a few more harpy houses with all of this fabric that we have. This will just about cover our harpy population. And we want to make sure most of our harpy population is working over here. So I'm going to pull them off of things like woodcutters and take them off the stone cutters and put humans and lizards in charge of that. I could sell raw clay fairly cheaply. I have a decent amount in stock, but not enough to want to do that. I think I can safely buy 3rd trade slots with a lot of these guys. Damn, really just nothing we can sell here. That's okay. I have 21 packs of crops for this mission. That's good. So now I need to just work on trade goods, which is where the pottery in here comes in. And we just ran out of... We just ran out of food production and I'd been packing up all my food. That's okay. We will survive. Let's get ourselves a second scavenger camp. Start harvesting the hell out of eggs. We have plenty of eggs that we can subsist off of, which should do the trick. And we might be able to buy a little bit of temporary food or something. So we have tons of amber, so we might be able to get upgrades here. Moving faster, villagers. Lowers hostility. I mean, 50 extra hostility points is really good. Half a point of reputation, or packs of goods are produced faster. I mean, faster packs of good production is handy, but not like super useful. Half a point of reputation would buy me a bit of impatience, so I'll take that. And the extra hostility would be really handy too. I don't have a reason to keep around packs of... Oh, I do. Damn. Literally no food here. Sag. Well, we'll just have to make do by foraging. Provision recipe upgrade wouldn't be bad. I would like that. Scrolls and ale could be handy to be able to produce. Let's re-roll. Oil production is nice, but it uses resources that I don't really have in renewable quantities. It wouldn't be bad to make incense, but it's not really doing anything new for me. It would be okay to be able to produce biscuits, I guess. Yeah, I do need to think about tier 2 food. I guess the apothecary is fine. I'm having a little bit of a struggle here. This is probably the longest I've struggled. Usually around year 4, I start to get an economy up, but this just has not lined up for me in any way at all. Let's get a couple scavengers going here. Collect those eggs for me, please. I might have to call a trader. I could also attack the trader, but that would be really bad. I think that gives you impatience, and it also means no more traders come. We're in dire straits, but we're not yet desperate. We can complete advanced training, which increases our packs of goods production, which is going to be really helpful. So packs of building materials will now be more efficient. That's a 50% more efficient recipe. This is also a 50% more efficient recipe. So that's that's like a 50% efficiency boost. And in all honesty, if we can figure out a solution to our food problem, maybe it would be a super good idea. Ooh, I could sell off some of these copper bars. Like, I have 23 copper bars in storage and no use for them. I need more packs of provisions. Lumber mill. That's a tier 3 plank recipe. None of these really appeal to me. So I need to figure out 50 jerky somehow. I think varied delivery and trading goods are my main objective, which means we're going to need to get a supply of clay. I might even go second stamping mill here. That's how like important this is for my win condition. is getting this pottery made. It'll consume a lot of wood, but I think we have good wood production. Is there a resource that I'm building up in excess of? Yeah, I'll sell off 12 copper bars. That'll be fine. No deposits for the scavenger camp. Let's make sure it's only producing eggs, and we'll put it over here with the other scavengers camp. My 2 stone cutters are done. You go back to regular production, and maybe we can produce our way out of this crisis. Nobody's homeless. Yeah, so we're good on homelessness. The hostility of the forest is fairly normal. We're looking okay. We're not dealing with any negative hostility events. Now, the big problem is we're churning through wood in these stamping mills, so that will be a little bit of a problem. Also, part of the problem is I'm actually burning wood right now. I need to stop that. Lizard's resolve is low, but they shouldn't leave. We completed an order. This is incredible. 5 new villagers, a bunch of oil. Most importantly, the reputation point is just going to bring the impatience down. Plus 1 meat for every 25 meat is produced. 25 meat every time someone dies. Gain 10 provisions per guys right now. Plus 1 to global resolve. I'm going to do something a little bit weird. I'm going to take this. I'll take new coats, because we will eventually meet that if we keep taking in humans. Wood and provisions is fine. Funding an outpost could be possible, but I think I'm going to take wood and provisions. That's more doable for me, I think. Luxury goods are going to be difficult. Dangerous glades is possible. This is impossible. There's no way I'm doing this in 15 minutes. Yeah, there's no way I'm doing that. I wish I could do it. It would be incredible if I could do that one. Dangerous glades, on the other hand, this is something I can work my way towards. I don't have a way to make luxury goods, so I think we'll go for dangerous glades. We'll solve the varied delivery. It's a new season, so there should be new trade routes. I need to get my reputation up. I need to just do like a couple of these like bad trade routes purely for standing. Like, we could sell a ton of resin here. But I think I'm just going to take up a lot of small trade routes. The idea being to get extra standing. And then I'm going to take friendly relations to get extra global resolve pumping. Now, we are in hostility too, so we're going to start dealing with Aura of Despair and Vassal Tax. Neither of these are super impactful, but they will become a problem as time goes on. Let's make a new hub all the way over here. And I'll use this area to cut through to some of these dangerous glades that we have missions for. Let's take a couple of quick and easy trade routes here, again, just to try and boost reputation. If we can build up our trading relationships, that'll actually give me a lot of resolve, which will buy me more time to actually finish my mission. We're about to finish the drizzle, and I still haven't found a single farm plot, by the way. Not one farm plot this entire game. We can finish trading goods. This is a huge boost to our economy. And now we don't have to save these pack of trade goods anymore. We can just fully send them. We can sell them, get rid of them, trade them away for value. Our economy is coming into its own. We're in a new season. New trade routes are available. Let's trade away. That's actually a really good resin trade. I'll take the resin trade. What have we got? We can sell 2 hammers for 4, or 1 hammer for 3. I'll sell 1 hammer. I have a lot of buildings that are unbuilt. But honestly, I really do prefer specializing my economy rather than trying to get like every single building working and building every single building I unlock. I think it's a bit of a noob trap to build every single building when you're probably far better off trying to just be efficient with your buildings. I used to try to build every building, but it would always go against me, weirdly enough. Sother has arrived. Let's see here. 25% extra clearance, duration, +1 resolve, one of the effect of ale. +1 to pigment. I'm going to take the clearance duration. That one is the most logical one here for me. I don't have any of the get your needs met buildings. And he doesn't really have anything I care about buying. Nor does he want to buy anything that I want to sell. I could take amber off of him and then quickly call another trader. Like if I were to throw him my packs of trade goods, my packs of crops, I could probably take almost all of his amber with like a little bit of coats sprinkled on top. Remember, coats are like super cheap, so you can sell like a few of them really, really easily. Yeah, I'll just take a huge amount of amber off this guy, and then maybe I can re-roll these buildings for something useful. What I would really love to do is if I could get a better one of these. Like here's a better plank recipe. That could be quite nice. A better building. Well, I already have a building material recipe. It's in the Tinkerer. So yeah, let's try to get that Tinkerer built because this will allow me to turn 4 cloth into 3 packs of building materials as opposed to 6 cloth into 3. So that'll be just straight up more efficient. I think in terms of tools, this will also allow me to produce tools using planks and my copper bars. And this is, once you have tool production, that's like a countdown to victory. You're slowly making your way towards a win condition, if you can do that. Okay, we're out of food, which is a problem. I'm probably going to need a 3rd scavengers camp, but I need another food production building. Let me have a look here. What can I do? Reroll. None of this really helps. Provision recipe up would mean I could get rid of my makeshift post at long last, so I will do that. Need to reroll. I just need like a basic food production building. Ancient ways, a clan hall. We can produce training gear, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, we can do that. We can make training gear, which would allow me to meet the brotherhood need and make these guys way happier. I'll take it, I guess. I'll take a clan hall and we'll get to work on it. I'll prioritize getting the provisioner online because this will be a significant upgrade to my packs of provisions construction, and that is basically the only use of this makeshift post right now. And so its use is now done for. We can start to specialize our economy a little bit. We cut through to a new glade. We found the Forgotten Temple of the Sun. We will be able to get trade goods to handle this. Destroys all trade goods in storage. That's not so bad. We'll be able to handle this after the winter. And I think I just take reputation here. Maybe boxes of pottery would be better. But I just need reputation, so we'll take that. Then we also have a furnace. Furnace produces copper bars. This is an upgrade to most of these recipes. Oh my god, I found my first farmland. Jesus. Let's immediately prioritize getting the small farm up. This will allow me to make vegetables. And just having a food source will be amazing. Like a renewable food source is just god tier. I wish I had bought food before this winter, and I forgot to. I should have called the trader. We're gonna have to live with this mistake. We'll move our stonecutter camps over to more reasonable locations, and then we'll move this house to a more reasonable location as well. So resolve is pretty bad. We're low on food. We do have food though. We have some eggs. We'll need to burn some wood here. Let's make sure that we salvage this furnace, and we get to work on salvaging this as well. Okay, unhappiness is rife. Let's sacrifice oil, I think. 5 bonus resolve. 8 oil per minute. That will buy us the time that we need. I'm really glad I have Fiery Wrath. This is making this so much cheaper. 22 wood per minute is like really sustainable. We got a pack of immigrants. I'm going to wait until the storm is over before I bring those immigrants in. Storm is finished. Stop sacrificing. New immigrants. Let's take the humans. Every 2 villages with education. 2 additional trade route slots, but impatience grows faster. I can't really... Ooh, free barrels. I'll take that. Wood production is higher by +2, but the storm... yeah, no. I'm going to take the 3 barrels. So free barrels, those are things I'm pretty sure we can turn into trade goods. Yep, we can turn those into trade goods. That should keep production going. We do have a little bit of a farm. Well, what we want to do is come over here and immediately get those vegetables producing. We're going to want a storage in this area. So I'll pop one there, I guess. And then I'm also going to want a human house in the area. So there's where you guys will live. And then I need to get this guy over here. So just the fact that I have a renewable food source right now is so godlike. It's not much food, but it's renewable, it's reliable. These food sources here, these eggs, they will run out eventually, and that's kind of like the scary thing about them. What are we looking at in terms of trade routes? So we're getting 2 resolve from this. I would like to continue to improve my relationship with some of these guys, so I'll send you a full whack of trade goods. That's 10 amber, I'll take that. You guys want some barrels? I mean, that's a really good conversion rate on barrels actually. 20 to 2 or 20 to 12. What do you want? You want like lots of stuff. You want copper, stone, bugs. I'm not going to give you bugs. I don't have bugs to give, but I could definitely sell you some coppers. We've got tons of amber coming in, so our next trade should be really successful. You have absolutely no idea what it's like to see such a beautiful sight. To see these farmlands get actually like built and placed and watch these crops grow. Now I've got a little bit of a problem in that I'm burning too much wood, so I'm going to have to turn off these stamping mills for a little while, but that's okay. I could just make another woodcutter. I can't afford a woodcutter's camp. I'll have to delete something. I can't really afford to delete anything here. So we'll just have them turned off for a little while. I've got way too many unemployed people. That's a little bit of a problem. What resource here am I producing too much of? Yeah, it really is just I need to get more pottery made. I've got tons of clay and nothing to use it on. What's smokehouse? Maybe there's a building I could use. All right, what did we find over here? We found a petrification tree, which is really bad because I'm low on wood. Worst case scenario here, in all honesty, this is super bad. Destroys all wood in storage. We have to just immediately deal with this. That means we have to delete something. We have to delete one of these stone cutters and make a woodcutter camp instead. 2 extra woodcutter camps actually, which is going to make the forest incredibly hostile to me. But that's just a necessary evil. What can we do? We can get some tools. We could end up in a smithy. I have better recipes than all of these, so we're better off just salvaging. Get some humans to work on that. Go ahead and investigate that. Another farm could be handy to make sure we have another farm going. Renewable source of food. Remote people are living on eggs right now. It's super bad. Oh no. I have everybody working in the woodcutters right now. That does bring us to hostility 5, but we can always bring our hostility down. We just need like lots of wood right now. We are low on food, however, we do have a food harvest coming in. I'm going to call this trader immediately. They'll have lots of farming implements. Any trade routes I want to complete? There's a few coming in now. Perfect. Okay, saved my life here. Ooh, reinforced needles. These are super based. I kind of want to buy all of these, extra coats and this. I'm not doing grain production, so I will take Forager's Camp. This will allow me to have another way to gather food. So I sold off an awful lot of stuff there, but I can get rid of all of these packs of goods and then pick up whatever I need. So like I could just grab a bunch of vegetables, a bunch of eggs, and this should get me through the food drought. And we could get tier 2 food now. We could get pickled goods. How does my population feel about pickled goods? Only my lizards eat pickled goods. Okay, Sag. The food with the most overlap is jerky, so if I could figure... I really wish I had taken that meat. That meat trade line would have saved my life here. And we just got renewable food as we ran out of food. So we are really timing things down to the wire here. I'm not going to lie to you guys. It's going really... this is too close. Let's delete the Scavenger's Camp and we'll make a Forager's Camp instead, because there is a little bit of basic vegetables around that we could scurry up. I think I can reactivate these now that I have so many people gathering wood. And I should really think about happier housing for people. So we're very close to a win. What can we do in terms of our missions? We're up to 15 clothing. So we just need to cut through the 2 more dangerous glades. That will get me 1 reputation point. I need 3.75 more. It's coming down to the wire here. I think packs of provisions are going to be a key part of our late game. So now if I get any meat at all, If I could find a lizard, I'll turn it into like a little bit of jerky. And we will get a very, very small amount of passive meat production. Any trade routes here? I could sell off a bit of clay. I'm going to sell off a lot of this clay. My big thing is a lack of provisions, but I am slowly now working on that. I've got these guys turning eggs into provisions, and that'll give me tradables. Ooh, I have 28 simple tools. This might actually be a game-winning move. I didn't realize I had produced so many and gotten my hands on so many. Ooh, I really want this machinery. This is really, really nice. To pick up machinery and artifacts for 16, it would be 1 rep point. I think we can risk it for a biscuit. Let's start cancelling some of these woodcutters to bring the anger of the forest down. I don't want to deal with lightning, so I'm going to cancel a lot of woodcutters until I'm down below that hostility level. That's ideal. Here comes the storm. Access to a pack of immigrants. We won't bring them in quite yet. I would like 3 humans if I could get them. Not there. Resolve is slightly low. We don't have any oil to blow. Might have to just deal with a little bit of resolve. Let's bring resolve back up. Burn this wood. It's only for a minute, so it shouldn't be too bad. Things somehow got worse, which I don't love. We might lose a harpy. All right, and we're good. We can stop sacrificing. I feel like I need to win it this year. Oh, value added tax. This is so good for what I'm doing. I'm producing so many trade good packets. I have 27 in stock. All right, get to work on the woodcutters again. Oh God, I'm on the edge of loss here. Very little room. Okay, we just need 3 reputation. Take the humans. Jerky's never happening. Dangerous glades could happen. And I think we just go for the Hail Mary dangerous glade play. Try to cut through to 2 dangerous glades at the same time and resolve them in pretty quick order for reputation. I'm going to disable all buildings that consume wood right now. Ooh, you guys are cranking out tools. I'm really happy about that actually. Because I'm very low on fuel, so I just need these woodcutters to actually cut through. So what do we find? We found fallen harpy scientists. That's half a reputation point. Get some harpies to work on that. Boom. Favor the harpies. How else do I improve the lot in life for my harpies? Ugh. Well, hopefully their resolve will fall slowly and they can get this resolved quickly enough. Low on food, low on fuel. That's my entire life right now. God, I wish I could like voluntarily kick some people out of my town. They've got too many people, too many mouths to feed and not enough food. We're cutting it very, very close. We lost a villager. Damn. Pushing up our resolve. Hunger is happening. I'm not going to be able to trade my way out of this food problem. I think there's a chance we lose this here. And like it's a really good chance too. I never found any food. I never found farmable land. I'm so upset. I could have had so much food this game. This is going to be my first loss ever, I think. Farms are just way too strong. You have to go for a farming build, I feel. So what's the cause of the negative bonuses here? Yeah, the hunger. The hunger is the problem. I'm just going to have to accept that I'll lose a few harpies. But I want to keep my lizards from leaving. Once we do this, the -12 the harpies resolve will be improved. I still think it's kind of dumb that my people are too stupid to go forage food. I'm just saying it. Okay, we completed an order. All right, yes, this is the one I was looking for. There's a reputation point. I have a abandoned cache underway, and I have this underway. That might be just enough points if we resolve these to win me the round. We'll see after this completes. Oh shoot, I need like a little bit of resolve. Where's Sother? Okay, Sother will be here. Maybe I can buy fuel off him and like burn them in the hearth really quickly. What do you got? Literally, literally nothing that I need. I'll take a longer clearance and a shorter storm. It might buy me time. I'll build the clan hall and maybe we can get this built quickly enough to to save my town. Oh God. Let's stop the production of building materials and I'll have the production of coats. Look, we have food. There's food here. The harvest just came in. A little bit of food for people. Eat up. I need like 0.25 resolve. 18 clothing. Oh my God, the clothing mission comes in clutch and actually saves the run. Boom, done. We won. That is the closest I've ever come to losing. I genuinely feel like my town wouldn't have made it through that winter. The Queen's impatience would have gone too high. That was so close. We got so many artifacts, so much food. Man. But we did manage to do it, and we found a loot box. Hell yeah, I'll take that machinery. Ooh, looks like there's a farming run possible over here, although I would have to... I won't be able to actually reach it unless I like... Yeah. But damn, dude, I am so happy that we managed to make it through that. That was such a difficult run. We even managed to pull off a deed. Boosh, another 50 XP. We're closer to leveling up. We could probably buy an upgrade, actually. You know what I'm thinking of going for here? I'm thinking of going for fertile soil here. Increases your chance of finding fertile soil in newly discovered glades. Having just seen how painful it is to not have fertile soil, yeah, I'm unlocking this so that my next run won't have that problem. And pretty soon I'll actually be able to take a farm as an embark bonus if I decide to go for a farming build. But yeah, that was this run. I'm really happy with that run. It was really close. It was really down to the wire. I think modifiers starting off with really high impatience completely changed how I had to play, and I also just got like really unfortunate with no farmable land. I definitely feel like renewable food resources are like super important, and just having certain metrics in your towns are really important. But like, I'm pretty happy with this run so far. We've got maybe 1 or 2 more towns in this run before we do a reset. But I want to look through here and maybe pick a couple of fun deeds that we could try to do. Looks like there's like prestige expeditions. There's cool things we can unlock. Yeah, it looks like I've unlocked most of the things. There's a couple of things like ensure on villagers simultaneously have every need fulfilled from the category complex food. This would give me worker rations, which has extra production, but at the cost of eating more food. So there's kind of some cool things that we could do here. My win ratio is 80.85%. It actually should be 100%. The only games I've ever lost, I think, were games I quit. I don't think I've ever lost a game. Didn't even see that there. But yeah, I'm going to call that an end of this episode. I love you all very much, and I'll see you guys in the next run. Bye-bye.